What a beat. What a beat. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to GM Sonic. It's me, Corval, here with you today, doing another solo CorvalCast episode. So pleased you could join me on this wonderful Friday. I'm getting ready to ship out to Singapore, but I couldn't leave without saying goodbye because who knows if I come back. You know, they're saying there's going to be a government shutdown when I leave the country. So, I might not be able to re-enter. I might have to stay in Singapore. I might have to start a new life in Thailand. We'll see. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well today. This is going to be a quick one. I don't really have like a whole lot. I don't have a guest lined up or anything. It's just going to be you, all of you and me. All right. So it's going to be nice and personal. So let's talk about, I guess, well, I had a list here. Let's pull up my list. Also, guys in the comments, tell me if you like the bike. Oh, whoa. It disappeared. Tell me if you like this biking, dude. Is that visually stimulating enough for your ADD? If not, let me know. I can pull up something else. Okay, yeah, first order of business. This is the big reason I really wanted to do a stream today, because I really wanted to talk about this, because I see a lot of people on the timeline talking about it, and I'm not a lawyer. Okay, I'll admit that. I'm not ashamed to admit that. But it seems to me a lot of people are just commenting on this Wall Street Journal article without ever having read it or looked at it, which is pretty common. But people are getting a lot of cold feet around these DATs, the digital asset treasuries. And I think it's understandable. I think for the layman, it feels also like quite suspicious. It seems on the surface something quite suspicious. You buy a company and you kind of just turn it into something else that's more investable. But the big concern right now isn't necessarily that the DATs are being formed. At least the dude on the video is going up. Yeah, the problem with the DATs though right now isn't that they're being formed. The problem right now that the SEC is looking into in FINRA is that there is insider trading going on prior to these DATs like completing their deals. Now, let's go through the article and let's find out like a little bit more what they actually mean by that. Okay. So we go down a little bit. We find out, they reached out to 200 companies that announced this year they would adopt a crypto treasury strategy, the people said. Sonic's doing a crypto treasury strategy with, what's it called? Sonic USA and all that stuff. We're trying to get these ETFs and stuff out there. So now, obviously, a lot of people in the Sonic community got a little nervous. They're like, oh no, is this going to stop it up? Now, let's continue through the article and let's see like what this actually means. What does it mean for you to get contacted by the SEC and FINRA? What does it mean for them to ask you if you're insider trading? So let's start here in the article. In their outreach, SEC officials have warned companies about potential violations of regulation fair disclosure. Known as Reg FD, the rule prohibits public companies from selectively disclosing material, non-public information to investors, analysts, and other market participants who might trade on the information. So regulators were initially concerned because they saw unusually high trading volumes and sharp stock price gains in the days leading up to companies' announcements. Yeah, there's a lot of rules and nothing like crypto stuff. TradFi is kind of boring. That's the thing, right? That's maybe why a lot of people don't want to learn like what the fuck people are talking about when they're saying they're being investigated for insider trading and what that means. So what this means is they're looking for companies that had significant volume and stock movement prior to their public disclosure that they were becoming a crypto asset treasury company, a digital asset treasury company, right? So if we were to use the Sonic example, right, it would be insider trading if they had disclosed to us, the community, the people that are probably begging them to tell them, like, how's it going? How is the process going on? Who are you talking to? All that stuff. If they had told us any of that, that's insider trading because the deal is not done and they're still in negotiations. That's my understanding of this. It's not just the community, though. It could be something as simple as they told like their nephew or their cousin or their dad or whatever, right? But most of that isn't going to get picked up. We're talking about serious volume coming through, right? I mean, that's how I see it. So they give some examples later on down the article, but let's go back through here. So let's say you get a letter, right, that says you're doing insider trading. It stirs the pot, says David Chase, a former SEC lawyer. It's typically the first step in an investigation. Whether it goes full length, it's anybody's guess. So right now, this is kind of like, it's preliminary. No one knows. There's no actual accusations being made. They're just curious. Now, was there insider trading? almost assuredly. Which of the 200 companies are engaged in it? I don't know. That's what the SEC is going to figure out. Did Kong just post that today about Sonic's head of crime? I don't know what you're talking about. It's kind of weird, right? Since we have all these news that there's like 150K ETFs that are going to get listed, everyone in CT is an insider then? No. The thing is, if I tell you that I have a partnership coming up, right? I have a company and we're going to make a deal. And that deal is going to pump the price. Like, let's say my company is going to acquire 100,000 Bitcoin or some insane number next month, right? You would say, that's going to make price go up. I'm going to buy it now, right? It's different than saying, like, I have the intentions of doing this. And it's different to say, like, I'm going to move towards getting onto the market than, like, saying I'm going to conduct a transaction with this specific person. That's my understanding, right? It's saying, like how can you, like, if they just say we're going to make an ETF, I can't really speculate on that. But if they say, like, we're going to make an ETF and we're going to turn this company into a DAT, then I know I can front run the transaction, right? The article goes on to explain, like, why this is, like, really bad and stuff too. It's not just bad just because you're screwing some people out of gains. It's bad because it affects the ability for the transaction to even go through, right? If you're agreeing for a transaction at a certain stock price and it's just super volatile because everyone's trading it because they're betting on whether or not the deal is going to go through or not, it fucks it up, right? Dr. Stop says they will buy before announcing it. Now, yeah, that would be insider trading. Now, for many of these companies, the pivot to crypto treasury so this is like the specific flow that they're talking about here. For many of these companies, the pivot to crypto treasury often entails contacting a group of outside investors to gauge their interest in privately financing their token purchases. In doing so, the investors are expected to keep the company's identities confidential by signing non-disclosure agreements until they announce their new strategy. In some cases, this secrecy appears to have been compromised, as people have said, with some stocks rocketing higher in the days leading up to the announcement. So yeah, I mean, it's bad for not just insider trading, but also harmful for pricing the transactions. So, like, the example companies that they were, like, looking at here were, let's see here. I could have sworn it was like GameStop, Trump Media, I believe. Maybe it was this other article I have. It was another article I had, but it was specific companies that they gave as examples. Things like GameStop, Trump Media. The idea being that, like, when Trump was going to launch or partner with World Liberty Financial, were the partners involved told deals specifics about the deal that allowed them to front run the transaction. That's interesting. Not a bear. See, this is some nuance to it that I'm not even familiar with. Guys, let's crowdsource Corval's law degree. Let's get me a law degree, and then this show will be taken to the next level, dude. I could dive into legal filings and talk like I know what I'm talking about. But not a bear. This is a good one. The weird thing is, in traditional markets, prosecutable insider trading usually needs the person giving the info to get compensation or make gain on the news. Interesting. For Spets, I think it's safe then, since I remember that when it was announced, it was in the dumps. It only pumped after. Yeah, that's true. Also, Spets, I mean, it's Canadian, right? So it's a little bit different, I think, too. Like, I don't know. I don't know if Spets is actually tied up in this at all. Again, the examples were companies like GameStop. It seems like it's more so companies that are, I don't know. I guess a lot of DATs kind of function like, I guess maybe GameStop is transforming into a DAT, dude. How about that? Anyway, let's see. This is some more context here. So crypto treasury projects just keep coming. So there's just, like, people are taking notice. There's probably I have like 2 or 3 articles in Wall Street Journal about this. But I thought this was interesting. AgriForce Growing Systems raised $550 million to buy AVAX tokens, and the company's shares surged 130%. Right? NASDAQ-listed Brera Holdings tripled after they raised $300 million to acquire Solana. So I think a significant amount of suspicion is that there is a lot of activity in this sector, and it's a lot of very massive gains very quickly, which in traditional markets, they're not used to crypto stuff, dude. Or maybe they're not as kind to crime as we are, but, like, in traditional markets, they tend to generally be like, this is a little suspicious. We got to check it out. Why'd you pump so much? But GameStop tried to convert into a BTC ETF, but apparently it failed. Very shallow knowledge about it. I don't know anything else about it either, so we won't comment on it. But something to look into if you're interested in these DATs, their life cycles, because not all of them are going to be successful, but they seem to have a pretty high hit rate so far, as we're seeing here. Now, next up here, what do I have? Oh, yeah. Oh, we should look at the charts a little bit. I got really excited because I really wanted to talk. I bought a Wall Street Journal subscription so I could show you guys that article. Don't tell me I don't do things for you guys, all right? We've closed this connection. Dude, no way. Anyway, TradingView is trying to kick me out because I'm too poor. Now, if I don't know this, look, we're going into the summit primed, I think, for something big to happen here. Okay? We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Actually, I fucked up the flow. I should have ended on that one. Let's start with ETH. Okay. ETH down bad. Everything down bad. Bitcoin down bad. The major concern is Bitcoin going to break 108? And is ETH ever going to recover $4,000? Now, I don't know about you people, but I don't think this thing's over yet. I don't think the party's over yet. I think we're still a pretty good chunk away from it being completely over. And I say that even though personally I don't think the economy is looking too great, all that stuff. I think there's just too much momentum coming from the top, from like the government officials and the existing infrastructure. There's too much hunger. So while I think that what we're going to experience here, look, I'm not an economist. I maybe minored it in college, but I'm not an economist. What I'm going to expect here is that for the average daily living person, life is going to continue to get more difficult, but assets will probably continue to rise in value. That's my guess for like 6 months. I don't know. Crypto is obviously very sensitive, and I think that a lot of people were scared of like this insider trading news because one, they didn't really look into it, maybe, or maybe they know more than I do. But from what I was seeing on the timeline, a lot of people are just don't seem to really understand. They just seem to think that they're calling it just completely illegal to create a DAT or whatever. Did I surrender the big man? I did. I paid. I mean, look, I tried to steal it. I tried every possible way I could to steal the article. I tried Instapaper. I tried all like those little sites where it puts in a link and you click mirrors to try and find it. Nothing, dude. They've evolved. So let's see here. And then I was going to say this. S is primed and ready for something, and I think the community knows that. I think everyone in the community knows that something momentous is going to happen, right? It's either going to take us to the promised land, right? Look, either the Red Sea is going to part, all right? Here's what's going to happen. Sonic Summit is the Red Sea, okay? Michael Kong is our Moses, and he's leading us there. And he's either going to part that bit, and we're going to get to the promised land, or Pharaoh's going to kill us, all right? Hopefully you guys understand that biblical reference, all right? Good metaphor, I think. All right, but I kind of wanted to see what people thought was going to happen at the summit, what people think is going to happen to the summit, So I asked the community, I asked you all a couple of hours ago, tell me all your Sonic Summit conspiracies. I got this idea from Blub, who originally posted this, seeing many Sonic Labs Summit conspiracies. So I wanted to get like a little temperature check from you guys that watch. Like, what do you guys think is going to happen? Thank you, Warlock, for converting all your WOMO rewards into Sonic. Pump my WOMO price, dude. Wait. Never mind. Buy back your WOMO, dude. I need you to lose more. Let's see here. All right, yeah. So tell me about your Sonic Summit conspiracy. So I got a couple here. Meriwether Lewis says Sonic and Sodax, the cross-chain coordination and liquidity layer with Flying Tulip as the initial draw for net inflows. Flying Tulip will announce $1 billion target funding, oversubscribed. Partnership with US-based org using this stack. Meriwether is extremely bullish, and he's expecting them to just bring out the feast all at once, is what it seems like. He wants it all at once. I like the ambition. I like the excitement. Maybe. Maybe they'll do that. I don't know. It seems like a lot. Things would have to move pretty quickly. But who knows? Elapse, I don't know if I can say this on stream, but Elap says Andre Cronje coming out as trans will now be Andrea. I think that'd be incredibly bullish, but I think that's probably one of the lower chance predictions we got. Dr. DeFi says second governance proposal meant $100 million worth of S to market by AVAX to 5x the treasury. We got like a nice a nice mix of people that are like obviously just upset and like frustrated. And so their expectations are kind of low. And then we got people that still believe quite highly in the labs organization. So I'm quite interested as well. I'm super excited for the summit. They're announcing, Zorgblatt says they're announcing the announcement of further announcements. I don't know if I can handle more of that. Oh, I got two more here. These are pretty good. Or a couple more here. Manica says Harry Ye to the rescue. I don't think Harry Ye can save us anymore. Unbiased says 3D goggles, takes off his suit and turns out it's Andre. I, for one, am extremely excited to see 3D goggles in person. I want to meet him, dude. They told me I was too puny for the machine to be him, though. So it's not going to be me in there, all right, guys? I'm not qualified to be in the mascot suit, according to the community. But I'm excited to meet him, get some photos with him, see him dance, maybe twerk, throw that ass a little bit. Warlock, I'm not even going to dignify that, dude. That's my co-host. Let's see here. Oh, I don't want to show you guys all my notifications. Let me see, because there were a couple that I got quote retweeted that I thought were pretty good too. Whoa. It's like weird because like a couple of these are not showing. Oh, maybe they just think they're spam. That might be it. Let me scroll all the way down. Show probable spam. Yeah, you guys gotta you guys that are come below the spam filter. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm gonna give you guys the light of day. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna show the guys below the spam fold. Sonic will rebrand a flying tulip. Highly unlikely. This guy's just angry smiley face. I see this guy post a lot. He's just angry smiley face. He shows a really great picture. Satoshi Nakamoto in an unfinished goggle suit walks up to the prime stage and declares he's selling all his BTC to buy more Sonic. I love the delusion, dude. It's beautiful. Here we go. I thought this one was kind of funny as well. Trading competition, Perps, Token, S, Players, Michael Kong, Andre Crone, and the assistant Matt fund $5 million each, sponsored by Sonic Labs. Timer 1 hour, rule longs only. Whoever makes more profit wins. Winner takes profit. Loser covers loss. Funny idea. I don't think it'll happen, but I think a trading competition will be kind of cool. I think particularly, I mean, I don't know if they have enough time. These are supposed to be very busy people. Dr. Stop says some people are angry, keep insulting Andre and the whole team, and they are right. I don't necessarily agree because I don't think it's necessarily the most productive use of your time. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, you're going to hurt his feelings so bad that he changes his course? Like, I don't think that's going to work. I think that's a little... I understand being upset and I understand voicing the frustrations, but it's like you're not moving the needle, dude. You're like most of us are anonymous individuals online. I mean, I have my face on, but my opinion doesn't matter much more, right? So try to keep your if you're really emotionally look, this is an important one for me. You saw my video yesterday. I lost like 10 G's, half of my entire freaking account, dude. Your emotional stuff is like really important in these kinds of markets. And I mean that in that you don't want to revenge trade and you don't want to waste your time, right? You don't want to waste your if you truly believe that you've made a bad investment, don't waste your time. Because like you're going to be fighting against momentum, okay? You either have conviction or you don't. You're either winning or you're losing, and you just have to adapt, okay? You can't get too in your emotions about it. Anyway, I'm going off on that because I was real messed up yesterday, folks. Andre Cronje will use the 5-head strategy of not doing anything, and we will win by keeping his money. Smart. Smart. Let's see here. But I got some other community updates too here. That was about all those conspiracies I found. Should I make a conspiratorial guess as well? Maybe. Let me think. What would be a good conspiracy here? If we managed to fud our bags 80% down, imagine what we were capable of on the road up. That's right, Alex Deb. That's an interesting idea. We managed to fud our bags all the way down 80%. It is quite funny, you know. I feel like the people like if you're really down bad, isn't like talking shit about your bag the worst possible thing you can do because you're trying to find someone to sell it to? Like if I bought a real piece of shit car, I got tricked into buying a real piece of shit car. I mean, I guess the moral thing is to tell someone else like this thing is a piece of shit, you don't want to buy it. But if you want to make your money back, you say it's really good. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. This is an irrational market, rational people, especially because this asset's pretty good, dude. It's got underlying value, actually. Whether or not you believe in the tech, it's there. There's lots of research and IP value in this. Yeah, we are preventing the people into getting tricked. It's one way to look at it, or you're preventing people from you're preventing the asset from generating any kind of positive momentum. So like if you're just constantly focused on the negative, like you negative news outweighs positive news. That's true as well. Negative news outweigh positive news by orders of magnitude, but negative news also outweighs positive news by orders of magnitude. So the more you amplify negative news, the deeper the hole you're digging yourself into reputationally, right? Now, is it the lab's fault? For sure, dude. For sure, they made a lot of mistakes, dude. And it's not like you can blame the community. You can't control the community. The only thing you can control labs is yourself. So I don't know. I guess as a community member, that's just my word of advice, right? Is like if you're fucking down bad, try to keep it to the DMs, you know, keep it with the bros. That is true, not a bear. And that is kind of a bullish thing too, is about the community, is the community cares enough to complain. Because if people were purely extractive, they would just be trying to just dump it on the next person. Can't wait to bull post, just no good news, you know. I totally understand, Warlock. Totally understand. Do I think Sonic Shards will have any use case? Speedy Go, I really don't think so at this point, dude. It's been a while. I don't know. I'm not on the Labs team. Maybe they're cooking something up. If Labs turns things around and the community keeps fudding, nothing will ever change. We need to turn it around as well. That's true, Stinky. That's what I'm talking about. We gotta work together. We gotta stop seeing each other as enemies. You know. But I guess I guess that is like a big kind of push. I think that's something that they're considering. I mean, they've been on radio silence for a while, so imagine they're doing some kind of reorganization or restructuring of how they do communications. So, you know, maybe the community. I think if communication improves with labs, I think the community will kind of match, right? I think there was also kind of that influx of Kaido people, which, I mean, again, going back to Stinky's point, right? Like, if you really care, you're invested. Like, you're gonna comment about how it's making you feel, right, and how you wanted to go better. But all the Kaido people just kind of flooded in, and like they don't really care, so they just flooded everything up with shit. And then any of the ones that have stuck around have just been down, and so they're kind of like pissed off too. I don't know. Yeah, but Mr. King Kong could show up and talk with the community. Well, you're in luck. He's going to be at Singapore. I'll be sure to try and get something for you guys. I know they're not recording it, and I'm going to be backstage for most of the time because I have to be. But I'll try to come out whenever I can for speakers and stuff, especially ones that I find interesting. I'll be a little selfish and try to get some recordings or a live tweet or something. All right. It's going to be fun. I'm nervous. I've never been to Asia, folks. So if you guys know any tips or tricks for Singapore, let me know. Anything I should know about Singapore when I go there. Now, I don't know if Benny's in the stream, but I wore this for him, dude. I wore this for Benny because I wanted to show that I am the one true plastic patty. I don't know if he's here yet, though. With the head hog girl? I don't know who the head hog girl is. Are any of media companies recording it as they get loads going for it? As they got loads going for it. Oh, I see what you mean. Like media companies, like sponsors and the like. I don't know. That's a good question, dude. I imagine a lot of people will be filming their own panels. I'm also not quite sure why they're not filming this at all yet. But yeah, that's right, Crypto Huntsman. Yeah, dude, ping Benny right now. Get his ass in here, dude. No, he's getting his hair transplant. Oh, okay, that's serious. Yeah, so we're probably going to see like individual. Look, I see this. Yeah, they got loads of media. I see this as a big opportunity for me, dude. So you guys want you guys retweeting all my live updates, boost my account to 100,000 subscribers and followers. Followers and then subscribers, I'll turn into like a, what do you call it, content account. Start charging people for reading my bullshit shit posts. No, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a good time. I think it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna try to get some updates as they come out for you guys. Turn on notifications, dude. I'll try to not post as much garbage until we get into Singapore. I gotta pump those numbers. That's right, Warlock. If I want to take the Pump Fun stream and bring those people here, I'm gonna need some numbers. I'm gonna need some clout. I'm gonna need some motion. So help me get there, guys. Like and subscribe. Boost the video on YouTube and all that. Thank you, Warlock. I appreciate that. Now, I got 3 other ecosystem highlights I want to talk about with you guys. Just some opportunities, easy grabs on the market right now on Sonic. It's nothing super alpha for you guys, but I want to get the word out here because these are good efforts by protocols here. So Fly's got Boost Epoch 4, $6,000 in rewards on Sonic Labs for trading WEF, Wrapped ETH, or Wrapped Sonic. Every trade on a boosted pair pays you, and we added 300,000 bonus Magpie fragments this week only at FlyTrade. So they got some good APRs here, right? Let's see, combined APR of 74.5% for Fly Stakers, with most being in liquid USDC. And last week, their boost traders, they gave out 15 grand, and top traders earned 2,700. So I wanted to give you guys those numbers to give you some ideas that there's money on the table here for trading assets that you're probably trading already if you trade them through Fly. Yeah, Fly wash trading is free money. Warlock's out here doing illegal shit. I don't know if it's illegal to wash trade. I think you can just trade with yourself as much as you want. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a lawyer. Contribute to the Corval Lawyer DAO so I can get my law degree, and then I can give you guys legal advice for free all the time. Wait, that actually might be the Pump Fund stream angle. Crowdfund my law degree so I can give all the backers law advice discounted. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. And don't steal it. I've been to Singapore. Was fun. Take extra time and drive over to Malaysia while you're there. Zorgblat, that's an interesting idea. I'll see if I can make that work. I'm there for, I think, a good little while. But what's in Malaysia, dude? I'm trying to think. What's in Malaysia? Do I know, or am I guessing with us? Film on about what? I've said a lot of things. Some of the, and I have a varying confidence in them all. So you'll have to specify what you want to know if I'm guessing about. Oh, I do fuck with the good curry. They got that coconut curry in Malaysia, I wonder. Kind of like Thai inspired. That close to like Thailand, right? I don't know. Feeling my ignorance. Anyway, next up, Metropolis. Their arena champions have been announced over the past 30 days. They had 7 curators battle across 3 pools. And it's been a tough market. It's been an crazy market, right? It's been down hardcore, especially here on Sonic. So I think these guys, I gave all 3 of them a follow. I mean, Dr. Tangle, I was already following because, we had him on the show. We talked to him. Friend of the show, Dr. Tangle. But these other guys, Pictet and Digital Soul, I'd give them a follow, dude. I don't know if they want it, but I would do it because they generated 85% real APR, gained 7% on the market. Dr. Tangle got 9% on the market, and Digital Sue beat the market by 6%. So each winner got to take home 1,000 Metro. I'm having a lot of trouble speaking today. I think it's these braces. So yeah, I thought it was a really cool one. I love trading competitions, and this is kind of like a trading competition, a vault competition. Do I know what's going to happen in Singapore, or am I guessing with this? Okay, so Philmon, I don't know if you came in partway through, but I had a little segment where I was going through conspiracy theories that other people have had. I could tell you guys what I think is going to happen in Singapore, but I mean, I am just guessing. I don't know. I don't have the depth of that insider knowledge to even leak that kind of stuff of what's going to happen. I know generally what they're talking about, and I've shared that with you guys. Lots of stuff on Sonic USA, on the DATs, and AI with Spawn. But I think there is going to be other stuff. I'm just maybe not privy to it. Like, for instance, I don't know why comms have been so quiet. So something must be cooking. You know what I mean? Do a sport of blue ice whenever possible. Anyway, don't Zoolander the Prime Minister play. I promise I won't. But yeah, Metro, great product. Love them. Shout out to Metro. And then finally here, last thing I want to highlight, last opportunity here is Enclabs protocol. They have pretty nice supply APY for Wrap Sonic and SCUSD. So if you got any of those, you can get at least 39% APY. I think most of this is in like Sonic points and NCLABS points. So keep that in mind. You're not getting paid in dollars. Okay. Sonic's $1 trillion ecosystem. That's right. That's one of the titles, or it was at one point, one of the titles of the panel. I don't know if it still is, but I'm curious what the heck that means. So I'm stoked. Siblings identifies $1 trillion NFTs. Oh, I see. Retardy has siblings. Okay. Very cool. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I've got for you guys today. I don't really have any other pressing stuff. I mean, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't have a lot of time to put stuff together. I'm still getting ready to go to Singapore. I got to pack. I got to go, dude. So thank you guys for watching. Love you all. Please remember to like, subscribe, retweet, all that stuff. Help me boost this, get the numbers up. Because, you know, the wider the group of people we bring in, you know, the more fun we can have. All right. So I'll chat with you guys later. You'll see me in Singapore. Look out for the live tweets. Probably won't be streaming on StreamYard. So till next Friday, maybe. Next Friday, it's been Corval here on GM Sonic. I'll see you all next time.
GM Sonic is Corval and Dracula Presley. GM.